Hello, my name is Adam. Today, we're going to show you how to take your invention from the page and build it in the real world. Prototyping is an important part of the inventing process. Prototyping brings your invention to life. When you prototype your invention, you will learn about what will work and what might need just a little bit more help. Prototyping doesn't need to be done at full scale or with the materials that you plan on building your final product with. You can use almost anything to build your prototype. I've designed a chair I would like to build, and we will be using materials that we find around the Innovation Hub. The first step of the design process is to determine your overall size and shape of your project. A helpful piece in this is to use graph paper so you can assign a square a specific length. This will also give you the opportunity to think about bringing your project into the three-dimensional realm. This way you can see what's going to need more support or not. We will need some cardboard, popsicle sticks, maybe some small scraps of wood from our wood shop. You could find some sticks from your backyard, and we might even use a little paint from our wood shop to make our prototype really pop. We will also need several easy-to-find tools for cutting and measuring. To cut our pieces of wood, we'll be using a small handsaw. When using a handsaw, remember to secure your work to a surface before you start cutting, and to keep your fingers out of the cut path as well. You do not need to push down very hard with a handsaw. You want the weight of the saw to do most of the work. We'll be using a razor knife and a straight edge to cut our cardboard. When using a knife, make sure you always keep the tip down and do not have the blade exposed until you are ready to use the knife. Also remember to keep your fingers out of the path of the blade. Remember, you do not have to cut all the way through the cardboard on your first cut. You can always cut multiple times to get all the way through the material. Finally, we will be using a hot glue gun to attach all of our pieces together. When you're using a glue gun, remember that the tip of the glue gun is very hot and the glue will stay hot for a little while after you apply it. You need to have a clean area to set your glue gun when you're not using it, but you want to keep it warm. Finally, remember to never leave your hot glue gun unattended while it is on. Unplug it or turn it off before stepping away. Now let's go to Zoe and see how she cuts things with the laser.
First, we need to turn Adam's drawing into vectors so that the computer can read it. Next, I will plug my settings into the software to ensure I can get an accurate cut. Now I'm ready to put my file on the laser. I've placed my material on the bed, focused my laser, and turned the fan on for ventilation. So with all that in mind, I'm ready now to hit start.
There are several ways to cut or fold your cardboard to build your prototype. If you need a sharp folded corner, you can cut two thin strips halfway through a piece of cardboard and fold it along that line. You will need hot glue to keep it folded, but this works very well. Something else you might want to do to make your three-dimensional object strong is create different types of joints to hold them together. You could overlap the joints, or you could have one piece encompassed by another. It all depends on what you are looking to make. Now that our project is finished, let's make it look good. Since all of our project is made from cardboard and wood, spray paint will be the easiest way to do this. Depending on if your project is one color or more than one color, you might want to use painter's tape to shield off some portions of it. Before you tape anything off, you will want to use a spray primer to cover the entire project. Here are some quick tips about spray painting cardboard. You will want to start by shaking your paint can for at least 1 minute to get all the paint mixed together. This will make sure that when you spray, it will be a consistent color and amount of paint. To paint your piece, hold your can of paint about 10 to 12 inches away from your project and make even strokes across the piece. Then wait until the paint has dried. After your primer has dried, you can tape off the areas you want and paint the other areas. After you're finished painting and the paint has dried, your project is finished. Great job, everyone.